Hello and welcome to today's session, which is an update on the latest to do with fire and building safety designed for residential conveyancers. So as you'll see on this next slide, I am Mary. I am a solicitor in private practice. I do a lot of dispute work, but also problematic residential conveyancing sales and purchases. So in terms of what we're going to achieve on today's course, as you'll see on this next slide, we are going to whistle through the reforms, very, very important for the purposes of building and fire safety. We're then going to take a look at the current status specifically relating to building and fire safety. We're going to have a look at the top 3 things that conveyancers need to be aware of in respect of building and fire safety. And then some quick tips and trips for sellers, buyers, and then the next steps. So we are here for the next hour. Please do feel free to drop me an email once you have watched this recording if you do have any questions. Otherwise, please enjoy today's session. So without further ado, the reforms. As you'll see in this next slide, here is what we are really talking about. So we're very, very familiar with the existing legislative changes, and the reform agenda for building and fire safety is by no means over, as we will see in a moment. So going through all of these one by one, just in a bit more detail, because there has been so much going on since we last recorded this session for you last year. This is where we are. So as you'll see on this slide, the existing legislation, we have had multiple different pieces of legislation over the last 5 or 6 years. So of course, starting with the Fire Safety Act, then moving on to Building Safety Act. We then have the Energy Act, which imposes lots of changes in relation to heating and hot water. And of course, those of you who've joined us on our net zero session, you will know that that is coming our way very, very quickly in 2030. And there are some building and fire safety concerns there as well. So this is to do with renewable energy. And of course, when you're stripping out gas supply and putting in a new supply, invariably that involves new pipeworks, which goes through the building. And of course, the moment you start drilling holes through walls and ceilings and all the rest of it, then you're getting into the realms of fire and building safety and compartmentalisation. In buildings over 18 metres, so those buildings that are subject to Part 4 and the building safety regulator in particular, you often need an additional step, which is to get the building safety regulator's consent in addition. So lots going on in the net zero energy space at the moment, which directly impacts fire and building safety.